Hi everyone, welcome back to Tutu Chats. Today I'm going to be doing a review slash takeaways from the book Unbecoming by Toke Makinwa. It's the odd deal, everybody's talking about this. I've listened to so many talks about this, I've read a couple of articles about it, and I just want to share a few things that I've learned by reading the book and things that I think the Nigerian community can learn as a whole from reading this book. I think it's a great book to read. I think we should definitely read it. For those that don't know Toke Makinwa is a radio personality in Nigeria that is pretty famous. People think she's the Kim Kardashian of Nigeria, famous for nothing, but you know, she is famous. She's a radio personality. She does stuff on YouTube. She gives advice on relationships, which is one of the reasons why this is a big deal for people. Like, you give us advice on relationships when your relationship failed. Yeah, again, back up for those that don't know about her. One of the big issues is that her relationship failed. She had about, I think, 10, 12, 14-year relationship with this guy, from dating and breaking up to being engaged, to going to being engaged and then getting married and then got a divorce within a year of being married because her husband impregnated his ex. So that's the whole story with Toke Makinwa, which is very interesting. It was a 100-page read, but it was a deep read. It was a read I had to take a break and be like, okay, I'm coming back, and then I go back and finish it. I had to take breaks because there was just so much happening in the book. Okay, so it was insightful. I'm sorry, I'm going to be looking because my notes, I took notes, so my notes are here, so I'll be looking once in a while. So it was insightful in the sense that I could see where Toke was coming from. I think she deserves to be listened to. We've kind of had our judgments on who she is and what she is. It's like, you dated somebody for 14 years and you didn't leave, why won't you leave? He cheated on you, you did that. You know, it's easy to judge. And it's easy to see reasons to judge in regards to Toke Makinwa and what happened. Like, there are so many reasons to be like, you should have left. But it was good for us to say our own part of the story. I think it would be interesting to hear Margie's part of the story. So if you say something, I would like to hear. But anyways, it was good to read and see from our eyes and our own perspective. It was really deep. There was a lot going on in that book with her parents dying in the fire, and she's seen her parents die to the fire and living through that. She's 32 years now, based on Wikipedia, and her parents died when she was 8. So that's a lot of things to deal with, and that leads me to my first takeaway, which is let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Why is it that we don't talk about these things? That's the first point, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fact that things happen to us that shouldn't be bottled up. Toke Makinwa lost her parents in the fire. Did they talk about it? Did they go think, you'll be okay to go see a therapist? It's not... The fact that you go and see a therapist doesn't mean you're a weary. You're not crazy. You just need to talk to somebody that's going to listen, and somebody that might have some advice for you to go to go forward and be better. Be able to look at a situation and learn from it and see and try to understand how you can move past the struggle. So please, let's talk about it. I lost my mom when I was 3 days old. There's a lot to talk about. I feel some kind of way on Mother's Day. You know, I talk to myself sometimes, I talk to God sometimes, I talk to my friends sometimes. Maybe I should go see a therapist, maybe. But you know, I do try to talk to people, you know, those that can help us. Don't let's sit down and not do anything. Let's have a culture that encourages talking about the situations. You know, people lose their parents to crazy situations. People lose, you know, whatever the situation is. People were raped. People were raped and they're not going to talk about it. People were touched by their family. They didn't talk about it. These are situations we should talk about. Let's not be quiet about these things in our community. Please, Nigerians, please. Let's stop bashing people that are talking. And I think that's the thing too. People are bashing Toke for talking, and it's not okay. And I applaud her for talking because it's a very silent country in regards to things like this. Summary, please, let's talk about the situations before it arms us later. Like we have seen, it has armed Toke, and I think she's going to agree with that. That's point one. So point two, Stop the judgment, stop the criticism, stop the hypocrisy. We all have our Toke tendencies. I'm sure we've all fallen into one or two things that Toke has experienced. Let's stop acting as if she's the devil. We all have a little bit of our tendencies. I've caught myself trying to do stuff to please someone before. Of course, it's not to the extreme as Toke, but we should be aware of these things. I call myself back. I'm like, did you really do that? Why did you change? Like, it was a slight change, but I'm like, I have to be cautious of these things before it becomes big changes. In Toke's situation, she was bleaching for this guy. She knew the guy was cheating, and she was okay being I don't know if you call it side chick or the wife or whatever it is that she ended up being. He was cheating and she became okay with it. He was lying to her and she became okay with it. He was doing different things. Anyway, he impregnated the lady. He had a child before Toke, and she was becoming okay with it. It's okay to compromise, but be wise and be aware of what you're compromising for and what you're compromising. Like, is it healthy for you? If it's not healthy for you, don't do it. Don't do it. But also, let's just not judge people. Let's just not think that we are better. No, we all have our flaws, and I think Toke just helps us to think and be like, okay, let me look inward. What is it that in Toke's case went so far, but I'm seeing symptoms in my life that I need to change? It's not about Toke. I don't think it's about Toke. It's about what we can learn from a situation. And it seems like she's learning from a situation. Why we waste our time gossiping about these things but not learn from the situation? I advise people to read the book. Please read the book and learn from the situation. There are things that you can learn. I assure you. It's not that. What she did is not like, nobody has ever done it. Maybe nobody has ever done it, but we have tendencies to do them. So we have to tackle these tendencies before it goes haywire. Third point, see the value in being old as an individual. In Toke's case, Toke broke up with her boyfriend, or her boyfriend broke up with her the night she met Maji. Maji is the guy she was married to and she was with for 14 years. It was the night she broke up with Shion, was her ex-boyfriend, was the night she met, Shion broke up with her, was the night she met Maji, and they started talking the next day, and before you know it, Maji is taking her out, and she's like seeing this black guy. He's tall, he's everything she wants in a guy. It's like a fairy tale idea of a guy, and she falls for him. 14 years after, it's a sad story. So I think we should definitely stick on being old. Why I said that was because I felt like there wasn't time to heal for Toke. There wasn't time to heal from breaking up with Shion, facing that earth, and then being with Maji. Let's give ourselves time. You need time to heal. You're not Superman, you're not Superwoman. You need time to heal. Let's do that. Let's focus on being healed and being whole before we go into relationships. When God says 1 + 1 will be 1, He didn't say 1 + half or 1 + quarter. 1 + 1. You need to be one for the one guy that you want to marry. You need to be one for the one girl that you want to marry. Look at your character. Look at what's going on in your heart. Heal from your hurts. Heal. Fix the void. Let God fill you. Be okay with you. Be content with you before you carry your baggage into someone else's life. That's what I meant by value it. Value being whole as an individual. Value it. It's crucial. A broken person cannot help another broken person, and a broken person cannot help an unbroken person stay unbroken. You're gonna break him even if he is unbroken. So you don't do anybody any good by being broken, but heal and be aware of your brokenness. I think that's very vital. So let's move on to 4. So 4, women, trust your gut feelings. Trust your gut feelings. A lot of instances, Toke could feel it and she could see it and she could sense that this was just wrong. In all aspects. I tried to count how many times she broke up with him because of one thing or the other, and I couldn't keep count. I think I stopped at 4, but they're probably like 50 times. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but he kept doing stuff. She kept breaking up. She went to London, and then just one Facebook message, she's already back, and then they're back together. But you know that this guy is trouble, but he kept going back. Let's trust our gut feeling. Let's not be afraid to break up. If it's not for you, there's no point wasting your time in that line. It's better you stop and then redirect and start a new journey than stay in this bad lane because you think you can change the person, or you think whatever it is you're thinking. it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not good. That's not gonna change. The problem is not gonna disappear. So that's what I meant by women trust your gut feelings. Okay, really, she seems like she was ignoring the situation, ignoring. Oh, he did that. Court marriage. They fixed a date for court marriage 3 times. Margie did not show up. Error. And you still went ahead to plan a marriage with him. It's not okay, but I think we can definitely learn from it and just be aware. I don't think it's all Toke being bad. I really do think there's a psychological link to it. I think she needs to see a therapist. But I thank her for talking about this because it calls to our attention what might be going on in our life that we might have to change or modify or go see a therapist for. It's not normal. I hope it's not normal. But even if it's normal for anybody out there, please don't be afraid to talk about it. Go and see somebody, and let's heal together. Let's be a community that helps each other heal. Don't let's bash each other down. If we have pains, let's expose them. Let's not punish people for exposing their pains. It's not healthy. Please don't let's punish people for exposing their pains. So I'd go to all the women that be feeling all these things, and and to all of us that have something going on, let's try to fix those. But yeah, women, trust your gut feelings. Don't be like, oh no, it's just a joke. No, it's not. It's real. Face it. But yeah, fifth, listen to the advice of others. I'm not saying you have to take the advice, but listen and consider. In a lot of instances, people talk to Toke about this guy. Friends told Toke that he was cheating, he had other girlfriend, he had a baby mama, he was serious with other people, but Toke kept holding on and trusting that things were going to work out with herself and Margie, but sadly it didn't. Let's listen to those that were around us. Apart from our friends that were telling her, even her mother-in-law, Margie's mom, hinted to the fact that my son is not your husband. But Toke pursued this relationship. Her sister-in-law, Margie's sister, hinted to Toke that this guy is not your husband. I'm unsure of him because he brings other girls to the house. But Toke went ahead with the relationship. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. If people are advising you, please listen and consider it. If one person is saying it and another person from somewhere else is saying it, start to look into it. Start to pay attention. There's no point being in an unhealthy and toxic relationship. It's better for you to be single and happy than to be in a relationship and that weighs you down so much. Please, guys, don't do that. 6, say no to shallow friendships. I believe, and I want to believe, that she had good friends. That Toke had good friends. I think we need to have friends that can talk to us and put us in the right place. Friends that can tell us when we are going in the wrong direction. But we also need to have friends that we can talk to without feeling judged by them. So pray for God to lead you to those kind of friends. Seek those kind of friends. It's about the quality of your friendship. It's not about the quantity of your friendship. So please pursue deep, true, genuine friendships with people that will tell you as it is, and people that are willing to listen to what you have to say and consider you, in your decision making, and in your life in general. So please invest in deep friendships. Number 7, in this book, Toke mentioned when all of this was going on and she had to like move out of her husband's house when she found out her husband impregnated a girl who was 9 months pregnant for him. She went to church. Well, I would say 7 says, my 7th point is the church should be a place of embrace, not a place of embarrassment. She went to church and felt like people were looking at her funny and things like that. No, guys, no. When we call ourselves Christians, we're not supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to judge people or make people feel ashamed. The church is supposed to be a place of embrace, like, oh, we know what you're feeling, we are so sorry this is happening, do you want to talk? That's what it should be. It shouldn't be, what's it Daniel? Go get it today. No, please, guys. Aish. Even if you are the only one in that church, be the one to go and give her a hug. Be the one to go and sit her down and be like, I want to listen, I want to understand, and I want to just give you a hug. Let's be those kind of people. Nigerians, please, let's be more loving. Please, we all have the crosses that we are carrying. Let's just be more loving and more considerate of other people. Oh, amen. May God help us. So moving on. Number 8, the real enemies of progress are those that advised her to stay in the relationship. Why? It was unhealthy. He should have never led to marriage, but sadly he did. But it was not a healthy relationship. I don't think she should have stayed in the marriage. I think she had to leave the marriage, and I really hope she doesn't go back. People are like, she's probably gonna go back. Okay. Can I kneel down for you? Please, please. Your Niger sister is begging you. Please don't go back. Please, please. Just let it go. God is gonna bring you on for you. Your own fairy tale is gonna come in Jesus' name. Amen. It's not healthy. Thanks for leaving. Whew, amen. But yeah, we shouldn't encourage people to stay in the marriage. You know, our Nigerian culture is like, stay in the marriage, make you work. You know, God hates divorce. Don't do this, don't do that. God does not want you to be in toxic situations like that. I don't think He wants you to. You know, let's really look at the scriptures and look at the context of the situation before we start putting pressure on people to do what we think they should do. Is it what we think, or is it what God thinks? Really, really look into it. Of course, He hates divorce, but I don't think He wants you to. He wants her to suffer. You know, and wants her to be unhappy through her life. So please, thank you for leaving. And for those people that wanted her to stay, please, Nigerians, we need to stop doing that. We need to stop forcing people to stay in relationships that are unhealthy, abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, whatever it is. Let's stop doing that and encourage people, you know, to take steps that is healthy for them in every area of their lives. So number 9, embrace your story. Toke's story is sad, but embrace your story. My story, I have sad stories. There are sad parts of my stories and there are happy parts of my stories. But let's embrace our story in its totality. Let's embrace our stories. She embraced the story, and I'm proud of her for doing that. It's your story. God is going to use it in the way He intends to use it. He allowed the situation for a reason. It's not going to leave you now. No, it's not complete. The fact that you're breathing today means that God is not done with you yet. And so our story is part of us. It's part of what makes us, and I think it's part of what God wants to use to glorify Himself. So let's embrace our stories. It's not a shame. I heard people, you know, I saw and heard people saying that they expected to talk about how she became a Toke Makinwa and the brand and how her career moved forward. They didn't expect her to come and talk about our relationship. But people, if she came out talking about her career, won't you even wonder that, is this lady in an healthy state? 14 years, Bako, 14. It's not a joke. She's going through a lot. If she did career, I mean, God would have been like, this girl, you are enabling Nigerians to think that you're okay when you're not. You know, so I'm really glad that she did this. I expected this, you know, to help other people, number 1. And number 2, to just show where she's at right now. And I think we need to be considerate and compassionate towards her in this situation. But yeah, thanks for sharing your story, Toke. And 10, last but not the least, let's walk with God through the journey. Toke, towards the end of her book, talked about how, you know, she started involving God at the end. Somewhat in the beginning, but a lot at the end. And I feel like when the damage is already done, we tend to run to God, and that's easy to do. But I think we should definitely try to put God in the process and let Him walk with us. It would make our lives I believe it would make our lives so much easier, instead of destroying it all and then expecting a miracle. I really pray that God will help us to heal in the places that hurt us, and God will fill our void in places that are open and deep, and God can just help us to be better people and be considerate of other people and to love and to not just abuse and curse. And I've had so much things to say to this girl. Stay strong. I'd like to know what your comments are, but before I go, I wanted to share my favorite quote in the book. My favorite quote in the book was, "Where the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable." I'll say that again. Where the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable. And I believe that so strongly, and it struck me so well. When you don't know the purpose of something, you're going to misuse it. And with Toke, she did not see her value. She did not see what else she could be without him. And so Maji misused her, and she misused herself too. And for us is to figure it out. Like, what is my purpose, so that I don't misuse myself, basically using me for something else outside of my purpose. And what is my purpose, so that I won't let someone else misuse me or lead me towards something that is not my purpose. Think about it for yourself. You know, what is your purpose, and don't let anyone misuse you. I would like to know what your favorite quotes in the book were. Definitely read the book, you know, borrow, buy, whatever, but read the book. It's a good read. It's deep, very, very deep, but it's a good read. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I want to hear your comments. I think it'd be great. Have a lovely day.